I actually quite enjoyed Gossip Girl. Look,
that's what I'm saying.
That's where I kind of meet you, because I'm not really a Carly Rae Jepsen fan, but I'll watch me some Gossip Girl every now and again. Anyway, let's get into the draft here for FREDIT BRION versus DAMWON. Tom Kench going to be the first ban. Beautiful. Love to see it.
Now the question is, do you ban Aphelios as well? Because Aphelios can still be played with Nautilus, can still be played with Lulu, so there are still plenty of opportunities for Dogdom to pull that one out, and I think he will at this point. It's been his Aphelios and his Asriel that have been a pretty large cut above the rest. And DAMWON Kia, even with the Kench being banned away, they still don't want to play against Kalista Amumu, so going to take that off the board here. Lucian ban on blue side, obviously interesting.
Yeah.
Because ideally, you'd pick that one up yourself. And I think it's a Leah ban on this position in blue side does make a lot of sense, where you're actually able to get yourself one of the power picks and then deny DAMWON some of the picks that you might not necessarily want to grab, but that they are incredibly adept at. As you pointed out, the flex potential, that pick also kind of crazy. DAMWON Kia is going to ban Corki here as first ban, or as third ban rather.
Yeah.
I don't really see any other scenario. And that leads me to believe that we might get maybe a Gnar first pick here for FREDIT BRION if they do want to go into that direction, also picking away from DAMWON Kia.
What should be Aphelios' first pick?
I could. Hannah has definitely preferred the Aphelios, and it is also a pick away from Dogdom. I think Aphelios' first pick is a insanely big liability, and you should not do it. Because then DAMWON Kia lock in Gangplank and Azir, and you don't get to play the video game. But I like the Azir a lot more. I think the Azir pick away here is, even though Lava didn't necessarily have a great showing, he got ganked by Stopwatch a little bit. I don't think you can pick up Aphelios that early on, and especially with the Kench not there, because Kench takes away so many of the innate weaknesses of the champion.
Yeah. I personally not like to see DAMWON pick up Gnar, but they will do so. Sort of definitely the tier list. Just, we know that Nogri is very good at playing the Sejuani into the Gnar, and you can wait to see what FREDIT BRION are going to lock away before you go towards it, and try to avoid, one of these Gangplank situations so that Dogdom can actually play that Aphelios without having to worry about the big old cannon barrage. Canyon, let's see what he's going to go towards here, as we could just be trying to counterpick the Azir, but you could also just straight up pick Aphelios here. So now the Gangplank angle is looking pretty strong for FREDIT BRION.
But it's Morgan.
That's true. He hasn't really been much of a planker.
No.
That's been Sword.
No, and that is the main reason why I think FREDIT BRION, or DAMWON Kia rather, feels relatively safe picking this up here. The Aphelios is probably going to be shadowed by...
the Bel'Veth lock-in, and Gangplank is obviously going to be picked up. Not sure about the Bel'Veth. I've been pretty outspoken. I don't need to.
You are.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what she does provide, and then I'm on board with you. Just want to
Void Madam Yi.
Bel'Veth also gets countered by Talia. In a way, so it's
can't
still
zig and zag as effectively, can you?
No, not really. And the reason why I talked about the Gangplank being a threat into the Aphelios is specifically because barrel combos can make the game unplayable for the Aphelios, right? Like if you get hit by one, and if you're playing it, Zeus, for example, with a crit Gangplank build, you cannot team fight. If they are good, you will not be able to ever approach. For Morgan, I don't know if he quite has the same level of usage of how he is actually able to get those barrels going. So in that scenario, you're looking more at the usual threat of a cannon barrage and FREDIT BRION going in with a big swoop from the Azir. And yeah, Bel'Veth definitely gonna have two prio lanes here. Generally, Azir is prio in almost every lane that he plays, and Gangplank should have early prio at the very least into the Gnar. Although there is, of course, some matchup variancy there. And if you also pick yourself up a bot lane that at the very least can shove, then you have shoving lanes, which means Bel'Veth can safely farm. You get the first move on the Herald, pick that one up early, and start your snowball. And I really like that Kalista ban for this reason. Personally, I'd love to see the Nautilus banned, because I do truly believe that that is a no-brainer R4 here otherwise for DAMWON Kia. Provides you engage, combines extremely well. Any lane, you will have kill threat in with Aphelios and Nautilus at level 6.
Yeah.
And then DAMWON Kia also keeps hidden where Talia is going to go.
I think that picking a support is 100% the idea here for DAMWON. I would expect that one to come through. And the Nautilus, like you were talking about, going to be it. So golf claps all around here for DAMWON Kia as far as what they've made with this draft. But FREDIT BRION need to round out this one. Now, pushing lanes that come to mind are Ezreal Karma. Ezreal going to be locked in, and this would be a blast from the past as Delight is considering a Leona and will lock that one in. So, giving some CC to the bottom lane to allow for a setup for Ziggen and Zag and Belveth to get in there, potentially.
Also want to highlight, that Showmake or Umti rather last time around was extremely proactive on the Belveth last time, and if you combine it with Leona, there's definitely a lot of opportunities there. Leona not only great as a spaces, I actually was expecting the Rakan to come out.
The Delight specials.
Yeah, forgo laning phase and really focus on just roaming around together with Umti, as again it's going to be Viego here. Not the most exciting pick. Like it a lot more than the Wukong in this matchup or this composition specifically, as your impact against champions like Ezreal is not nearly as big as it might otherwise be. So overall, DAMWON Kia, again, very skirmishy. Dogdom has Aphelios. Showmakers playing Talia again into Leona and Azir and Belveth. So I'm feeling pretty good here. If you're DAMWON Kia, it's not an exciting draft, but it's a very strong one.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Feels a little bit similar to how the last game went.
Yeah.
You know, definitely not the most exciting. However, DAMWON just waited it out and then found the team fights that they were looking for. We'll see whether that can happen again for them or whether FREDIT BRION are going to come with a little bit more of a plan to be able to utilize this Belveth draft. They're the only team that has been able to win with this champion. Canyon is an example of a jungler that has failed to win with the Belveth as well. So, I mean, if that doesn't give you a bit of confidence here for the bros, I don't know what will.
I was told, and I think at this point this will be outdated, but it is something that was true a couple of days ago. There's only three players that have won in competitive, like major league play with Belveth, and it was Kanavi, Haru, and Umti. So,
all right,
yeah.
So you're talking about like in the main, the top regions. Okay, well, there you go. Let's bear that stat in mind. All right, the FREDIT BRION fans, there may not be as many of them, but boy are they loud. And I feel like they're perfectly representing Twitch chat right now, which I assume is just spamming FREDIT BRION Giga Chat over and over again, which is what they want to do. And I respect you guys for it.
There are no purer people in this world than FREDIT BRION fans.
100%. I don't think any statement could be true.
It's like Jin Arrow fans. There's It takes a special kind of person.
It does. And do you know what's beautiful? Snowflower is going to be coming back. And if you're a Jin Air fan, you'll remember. You know, there was a player. His name was Teddy, and he debuted on a Jin Air Green Wings many years ago, and he was alongside a gentleman called Snowflower.
How's Teddy's team doing again right now?
Yeah, well, pretty Jin Air.
It's not quite that bad, but it's not great.
It's a bit Jin Air.
It's just a little bit of Jin Air cosplay.
Yeah, it's a bit of Jin Air.
Just a little bit.
It's all right. Dogdom and Kellen, I'm going to be fighting. This is a very old school sort of lane matchup. I feel like we've gone back a year, as it's just, you know, Nautilus, Leona every game, Ezreal, Aphelios. Ezreal's like trying to have as many years as Aphelios, and he doesn't. Thankfully, there have been a couple of nerfs to Aphelios since those times, and so therefore this lane doesn't feel quite as awful. But Kellen's still going to find himself a hook onto Delight, who is going to return the favor with the Zenith Blade. It seems like the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Quickly want to highlight the rune choices. Dogdom going for Absolute Focus and Gathering Storm, which I'm a big fan of. I think it's way better. Also, cookies are getting nerfed, as is Time Warp Tonic on the next, or on 12-14. So in the distant future, we will see, maybe, finally, no more cookies in lanes where they don't belong. And some rune choices here on the side of FREDIT BRION as well. Lava has actually adopted, recognizing that even though he's playing the same matchup, last time around, the Comet not getting a lot of value, and obviously Comet doesn't really scale nearly as well as a lot of the other runes. So going for First Strike instead, and then Hannah also going for the Press the Attack to maintain at least some modicum of all-in power. As mentioned previously, the Aphelios and Nordus lane is incredibly strong post-6 for their ability to just lock someone down. Henna has also not gone for the cleanse, and into the DAMWON Kia comp, that might be something that he is going to regret eventually.
Yeah, that is definitely a dangerous move. We'll be relying a lot on buffering the Arcane Shift as much as possible. As Lava is going to have his Earth Unraveled, which is suboptimal, I'd imagine. Haven't had the Earth unraveled under my feet. What's that song? Feel the Earth move under my feet.
No idea.
Feel the sky tumbling down. It's an old one. Anyway, Delight is going to get spotted here by Canyon, who moves on in. Delight will take, you know, about a third of his health bar. And Henna's going to get hooked. The Arcane Shift, like we were talking about, going to need to be buffered. Did so. And so that's going to work out.
And nice early pressure from Canyon here. Going to be a little bit behind in terms of the back. As a result, Amti already backing. Will be able to start off his clear again, whereas Canyon are going to do so after picking up the scuttle now. And this is, of course, also ideal for Bel'Veth. Just go and try and farm up as much as you can in the early game, and then post-6 try and make some moves around the map. And the Light going to be able to catch this wave as well, as Canyon not going to be able to really get anything done besides some pressure in that lane, maybe some missed CS underneath the turret. And overall, expect this early game pace to be very similar to the last time, and not really see anything start until we reach the later.
Whoa!
Okay!
That's some flashes. My eyes weren't on the mini-map, and therefore I got a little bit frightened by the Nautilus coming out of nowhere.
So did Lava.
Yeah, reminds me very much of Bioshock, you know, when you round the corner and you see the Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Very, very scary. Or at least it was, you know, 15 years ago when I first played that game. Anyway, that is going to be the first bit of action. A few flashes going to be off the table. Ghost also used here once again to get back to lane by a Showmaker. I love it. Gives him 2 backs, you know, if he uses the teleport for the next one. Just means that you can stay in item parity pretty much more comfortably.
So this early Prior talked about for topside.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, as mentioned, is definitely execution-based. And Nagari is a big Gnar enjoyer.
He is.
Has been for a long time. And he's slowly getting, I think, in better and better form. One of the players that is definitely still improving within our league. And it's a good sign. It's Lava.
Okay, he's going to take a bit of a trip underneath the turret. Didn't enjoy that. All right, Delight is seeing Canyon here. Henna over the wall, looks for a W. Canyon will finish this one off. Umpty lying in wait. I wonder what his idea is here. And his idea is to zig and zag and find himself a Canyon. Gets a nice knock-up. Zenith Blade will connect there as well. As Canyon trying desperately to get out, but he won't be able to. Gravit and Value not there either, and that is first blood going over to FREDIT BRION.
And once again, first blood for FREDIT BRION, but last time there was a great trade for DAMWON Kia on the cross map. This time around, not so much. Canyon, crucially, not level 6, doesn't have his ultimate available, so cannot get out of that CC chain. Umpty hitting a knock-up, and Canyon flashing while the Zenith Blade had already connected. Unfortunately, as Umpty is very low, and is forced to smite Earth. Oh no. Oh no.
So the cross-map play going to go over to DAMWON Kia. His first blood may be picked up by FREDIT BRION. However, DAMWON get to start off the Drake, and they will secure that.
They didn't start off the Drake. They finished off the Drake.
Yeah, but look, come on. It's how else is poor Umpty. Poor Umpty. It's all right. Gnar comes back here, though, as Morgan's in a bit of trouble. Speaking of trouble, Delight also struggling here. That is Crescendum. That's a lot of damage. Docdom's going to pick up that kill. And it always seems to start with the first blood and then finish in disaster.
He is so... It's a bad time.
Yeah.
It's a bad time, Atlas. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Drake goes over. Hextech Drake early on. Really nice. Has the ability haste, and the attack speed is going to be useful for basically any champion. And then also dying in this lane pre-6 is a really bad sign. Because it's not going to get easier. It's only going to get harder. And if Phileos gets going early, then you are looking at a bad time. And I know I wasn't going to be a big fan of the Aphelios first pick, but I am going to go back to that draft. No, I don't think the pick away would have been right, but I'm going to go back to that draft and banning Lucian on blue side when the Aphelios was an option.
Yeah.
Definitely something that FREDIT BRION might want to reconsider in the future, because DAMWON just doesn't lose. As this is, it starts off so good for Bro, and this is a really nice early skirmish, right? Cannon gets punished for taking a very aggressive blast cone, and then the Xenoblade connects, so the flash follows, and there's nothing DOCDAM. And Cannon can't really do. DOCDAM, crucially, did go cleanse there, and even if he did a heal, wouldn't have been enough, as... Oh, that is a clean
That is
setup.
so sexy from Kellen.
So DOCDAM uses the final Graviton bullets on Leona and then combined with perfect timing on the Hex Flash and the hook.
Oh,
yeah.
that is what all of that time playing together gets you. And remember, DOCDAM and Kellen sort of refused to come to DAMWON Kia without each other as well. And we're getting some evidence as to why that happened. Beautiful coordination there between the two. As they're also going to get DOCDAM a blue buff, because when he's playing Aphelios, you may as well just give him everything ever. I think that's the theory.
Canyon's also invading enemy topside. I don't think he actually got a lot. But probably not planning to go towards his bot side jungle problem for a while. Wondering where they're going to place this. I say wondering. It's probably just going to be bot lane. He's sprinting straight bot. And yeah, with no cleanse. And Kellen, I don't know how close he is to 6, but I assume he is getting up there. As I say that, he's giving solo experience to DOCDAM, so I guess that will not be the case. I foresee bad tidings for FREDIT BRION rather in the future.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and the cleanse choice is actually for... Oh, flash from Noguri, actually. Not risking it at all. Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cleanse choice is for the future, right? Because it doesn't really do anything into Nautilus, just because he's built out of knockups, so it doesn't feel great. But you do want it against all the rest of DAMWON Kia outside of Showmaker.
Yeah, there's still the autos, there's the slows, there is the Graviton.
Yeah, the Graviton as well, I guess.
Speaking of Noguri, the champion.
Yeah.
It's just... It's tough because Azrael especially has a lot of innate safety, and with the heal and ignite combo you feel a lot better in terms of actual laning power. But then you're playing into DOCDAM and Kellen, so that really changes the equation. And maybe you want to go for teleport instead, you know? Like, yes, you're completely foregoing laning phase, but with how the laning phase has been going, maybe that's...
It is pretty foregone already.
Yeah, that's my point exactly.
Yeah. Well, and Aphelios with a 1,000 gold lead here at 10 minutes is not end of the world, but it is the beginnings of the end of the world. As that is 2 plates already. Noguri's basically had a Herald crashed into his lane. Speaking of Herald, about 50% off the cooldown of that one, and Canyon can put it down. Shoutouts to DAMWON Kia being able to take the Drake and the Herald first this game as well.
I'd like to think that they were given Drake. I don't know if they took Drake.
No. They prioritized the Drake beautifully there. Calculated, absolutely.
And now we're in a situation where DAMWON Kia are probably going to get first turbo bot off of this Herald because they have only 2 plates, both in top and bot. So either whichever Canyon chooses is going to be very tasty. And DOCDAM, so it's 6 for Kellen. DOCDAM has Gale Force, like there's no way this bot lane turret is not going to stick around, especially with Umti pathing towards top. So would be very surprised to not see them try and at the very least get some pressure going there. Or they just wait a little bit longer and they just get Drake.
Yeah, or they just put it mid and then Aphelios gets it anyway. Yeah. I think that he probably still gets all the plates in the next 2.5 minutes.
That's such a sad time though.
Yeah.
Because this is definitely spreading the most gold around. But they can.
The fact that you can do it that's the real worry. Seismic Shove comes through here as well onto Lava. Will take a bit of damage. As clearing out vision, Canyon will be able to take this Drake. He's on vision himself. Seeing smites like that not necessarily work, as Showmaker is going to find another shove. As alright, Solar Flare will connect. Heartbreaker was buffered nicely there. There's a flash forward from Kellen. Depth Charge connects onto Henna as well as Showmaker's here. Of course he is. Gets the flash out of Delight. And now DAMWON should be able to at least zone Bro away from this turret. Not quite able to get this next plate right now, as there's not a whole lot of time remaining there. So they may not be able to get all of the plates here on this turret, which is good news for Bro.
And as you say that, Chakrams are picked up, and Dokdam still has ulti, so...
Oh.
And Gilforce, I think Hannah's still gonna just play it safe. Yeah.
He's 30 CS behind. It's really rough. Well, 25. But still, that is another plate that goes down. See whether the rest of them will be picked up in the next minute, or whether that's not going to be possible. Nogri still putting on the pressure here on this top side, despite the fact that he had to flash away from that barrel. And you can see Umpty, he's looking to bank on the greed that Nogri has demonstrated in the past. Needs to keep up that forward percentage stat, so that means that he will definitely be sticking around here. Control ward is there in the brush for Nogri. And yeah, I think he's going to have to take the... okay, never mind. He is most likely going to be dead here. As the knockup will connect. More zigs, more zags. The Gnar comes through. I think the crush will be there, but the wallop doesn't connect onto anyone, and the barrel is going to come down as well. Umpty's going to get a possession, as this might be the beginning of something for FREDIT BRION.
Really nice flash out by Umpty to make sure that he didn't get CC'd, and as a result was able to output enough damage. As this bot lane surely is going down.
All right, Moonlight Vigil comes down. It's a lot of damage there as Dokdam's going to get those chakrams back. And Henna is going to have to deal with this turret that's being really frustrating. In they go. Dokdam picks up that kill, make that another one. And yeah, Kellen, he's going to be sacrificed for the good of the colony. And they don't get the last plate, I don't think, as it had just ticked over. But still, they get first turret blood, and Dokdam's Aphelios is a gazillion gold ahead.
So Atlas, before we get into the analysis, I need to ask you this. What colony?
What colony? Well, because we've been talking about movies and stuff like that, I'm thinking about Ants, you know, Billy Crystal. So
it's always a different colony?
Yeah, it's based on how I'm feeling at the time.
So it can be space, can be ants.
I think that's where the line came from, was you got to do it for the good of the colony.
Yeah, no, I get the line, but I just figured maybe you had a specific colony in mind. As, again, Umpty, nice flash here. Nuggery, otherwise, I think probably still dies, but this way you're at least guaranteed, and you reduce the amount of time necessary as... Yeah, Hannah and the Light are stuck underneath the turret here. Dokdam is monstrous.
In the meantime, Lava's going to, die. Showmaker's going to come over as well. Not able to get that Unraveled Earth underneath the Belveth, and so therefore she can zig and zag away. But yeah, coming back to Lava being picked off again is just not a great look for the mid laner of FREDIT BRION, who did have a great series in their last one.
It's a rough one, Atlas. That's what it is, because the overall map state is just getting worse and worse. As a result of the bot lane falling, now the bot lane is roaming all across the map. They already up 2 Drakes, and if you get an Inferno on this team comp, it's not good.
It's back-to-back Infernal Souls as well, and this time here have the first 2.
Well, to be completely honest, it could be Ocean Soul, and it would still be a big problem, because the overarching...
Oh, dear. Well, Umpty's going to try and turn this. He's zigging, he's zagging, he's trying to get the work done. He moves out of the way. Oh, Canyon doesn't find the Heartbreaker, and Umpty does it. The great escape. Henna's not going... Well, he's... Okay, it's Infernomolt, so it's not exactly the most high damage right now, as Delight's going to come down. Oh, man. Okay, well, Umpty definitely showing some smooth footwork there.
Umpty actually utilizes the Belveth E better than any other player we've seen her play with in the LCK. Really, really nicely done. Doesn't actually get anything, but he doesn't die. So that's a win. As taking a look back at this play, it's Kellen. I don't know what to tell you. This is a carrier special. Hex Flash over the wall, hit the hook, and immediate use the ultimate. No counterplay available here, unfortunately, for Lava as he goes down. And what I was getting to was the soul point surely going to get picked up here for DAMWON Kia. The overall gold is actually not that horrible for FREDIT BRION, but it's a 2k gold lead on Dokdam.
Yeah, and does it get better, you know, as the game goes on? I guess, you know, there are a lot of scaling options here for FREDIT BRION, but I just don't think it gets better soon enough.
I also, it gets better in theory, like your champions scale well, but if you look at how the DAMWON champions scale, then the DAMWON comp can win a fight at basically any point, regardless, right? So the execution is crisp. It's still going to be very, very tough as... Oh, Nuggery's here.
Yeah, Nuggery's here, but so is Umpty. Lying in wait. Can he make this one work? All right, there's the face check. Good little knock up there. Umpty's still taking a lot of damage as Showmaker's trying to run this one out. Has to flash, has to ghost, but he will survive. Noguri fighting against 4 people. Pretty Noguri right there. But still going to have to back away. But Canyon's going to get soul point for free, and Dr. Arm's going to take an inner turret because he's got red-white guns, and he might even take an inhibitor turret as well. So outer turret successfully secured for FREDIT BRION. And they lose about everything, as, okay, Umpty's also going to be able to get a red buff, so probably even trade.
Noguri going, like actually walking up there to get some extra autos in, as his team is getting mid-inner, has full vision of red side bot and is getting a Drake there as well, is...
probably worth.
It's good. It's good he's back, isn't it? Yeah,
that's it definitely is.
It really is, and as a result, DAMWON Kia continues to snowball here, and reason why I'm pretty pessimistic about the scaling for FREDIT BRION this time around is because we have already seen that they do have a lot of issues with actually executing team fights cleanly. And the DAMWON team comp is very hard to play into, as you are very reliant on hitting either big barrel combos or hitting a lot of upfront poke. Because Lava going for big shuffles should generally not be a thing that is possible between Kellen and most notably Showmaker with the Unraveled Earth. So as a result, all the power from FREDIT BRION is either a big engage or Morgan again getting damage down. But I'm seeing a Cold-Fist Wallhammer, and that's not crit.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's not. Just going for a little bit more utility, I guess. Shirley is going to put her head into the turret, and Weaver's Wall is going to put Umpty on the wrong side of it. He can zig and he can zag, but he's going to flash, gets himself out of the way. Oh, not so lucky is Delight, as Noguri's jumping forward, looking for some options. Doesn't find them, but they do get the turret. Morgan is going to be able to answer with an outer turret on the bottom side. So a lot of trading down here for FREDIT BRION.
For FREDIT BRION, you are going to... Oh, Lava.
Grabbing him. Can't quite get in range, so Umpty sitting inside the mist of Canyon. Like he was trying to be camouflaged as Noguri's going to teleport in. They're looking to try and lock down Morgan as Umpty's just desperately trying to chase after Canyon here. Morgan is going to get the close first though, as Canyon may be forced to ult. He does so, has to get over that wall, as now Noguri is walking up to 2 people as per usual, and he's flashing. He's looking for the Gnar into the wall. He gets it, the wallop comes down, and he just puts a boulder into the back of her head. Can he walk it out? The answer is no, as Lava comes over and answers, but it's a 1-for-1. And True Shot Barrage just sails majestically by.
Oh, Noguri.
We are getting some vintage Noguri today.
Oh man, that was beautiful. I love that's top laner spirit right there. As unfortunately here, something we saw last time around as well comes through, where the Weavers Wall was used very proactively to zone off. Now Lava and Hannah both can get over this wall, but the real problem is that Delight can't, and as a result is stuck, will get taken down immediately, and it's very funny to me as. Even in a 1v2 scenario, this is already pretty hilarious. And then after that, like Noguri does no vision. Like he can safely assume that someone is coming. And if Lava wasn't there and teleported in, and
yeah, he gets out.
He gets out. He might get sniped by Hannah, but overall,
oh my goodness, Kellen, stop! Okay, Weaver's Wall comes through here as Showmaker gets off the right early and gets a nice double shove there onto Umpty and Delight. And now Lava was like, I'm just walking here, and he's going to get a Felios. FREDIT BRION are well and truly on the ropes here, and DAMWON are not letting up this time around. It's Baron time, and there's a minute 20 on the Drake. They can take this Baron, they can grab themselves an Infernal Soul. And you don't want to call it until the fat lady sings, but I think she's getting ready.
Yep, vocal cords are getting warmed up. I don't know what else. I'm not an expert in Oprah, unfortunately. I've been to one in my entire life.
Oh, I thought at least said Oprah, not opera. Ah.
Yeah, make fun of the non-native guys.
Like, I also have not been to Oprah. I haven't looked under my chair and got the thing, you know. It would have been really... There's a car!
Never happened. And
would have been fun.
Kellen, his Nautilus, we talked a lot about how incredibly consistent his cancer has been. 6-0 right now, if I'm not mistaken. But this Nautilus, I actually think, is the highest impact pick, because the amount of hooks that he's been able to hit have been incredible. Every single time he hits one, and he always does, it leads to really, really good times for DAMWON Kia. And now Baron is taken. They can start sieging up in mid. They can also choose to 1v1 because, as we have seen, Noguri knows no fear. Not even the fear of death will hold him back.
Absolutely.
And in 10 seconds, there is Infernal Soul. And FREDIT BRION, they forced the fight for this. I think as DAMWON, you could even just send someone mid and just give up the Drake and knock Karen and the game. But you can also just fight.
You can blast cone it over? That's really cool. Special turret delivery.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a bit of tech. A little bit of tech right there. All right, gives away the Aphelios' position completely. Probably wasn't what they meant to do. His True Shot Barrage is not going to find anything. Weaver's Wall comes down. Kellen finds another hook onto Delight. Showmaker turns up a beautiful flick yet again. And all of FREDIT BRION are just falling down. Noguri is just going to exit stage right. As Canyon heartbreaks his way out, and now Doctor's frontlining. Emperor's Divide comes in, finds a knock-up, but that's a triple kill for the Aphelios. They get themselves the Infernal Soul. And yeah, I think she's about to start singing.
Quadra kill coming through there for Doctor, and DAMWON Kia today unmatched in their team fighting. And the only difficult thing about this match remaining is, do I vote for Doctor or for Kellen? Because that's actually a thinker.
Ooh, I mean,
I know.
I would be Kellen pretty hard.
I am going to Kellen, and if it is a big boom damage vote and I miss the memo, I'll take it, because DAMWON Kia looking great here, showcasing that the power of this Taliyah and this Aphelios should probably not be given over to them anymore. And you know what's even better, Atlas?
What's
Taliyah's
that?
getting buffed in 12-13.
Yeah. And DAMWON are only going to look stronger. It is only one ban. You get rid of both a jungle and a mid lane pick. But let's have a look at this yet again. The splitting of the fight, the seismic shove connecting. Oh man, everything just worked out beautifully there for DAMWON. As Canyon, he gets to have some fun zigging and zagging.
And these moments of timing really separate DAMWON Kia from even with their inconsistencies, through some of the other teams that we have seen. DRX comes to mind. Nongshim is obviously the most heartbreaking example of this, where everything in a team fight feels like it happens on time. Showmaker's wall gets immediately aided by Kellen starting the fight, and even if Kellen dies, he sets up for the seismic shove. And as the wall is timing out, Noguri is there to keep the two people on the bot side occupied, and those type of timings I think is going to really be one of the trademarks for DAMWON Kia as they face off against the stronger teams within the league, and really what they should try to push as much as they possibly can. As yeah, right now it's a very sizable gold lead.
We can call this it's a Doom push, right? It's feeling a bit like a Doom push as Showmaker is going to jump off his wall. It was put up just to make sure that this turret is going to be delivered to DAMWON Kia. Playing pretty textbook right now as they rotate around. Baron has worn off, so the siege is not as easygoing as it otherwise would be, but always is much more comfortable when there is an inhibitor down. As Doctor very easily clearing up these minions on the bottom side of the map. His Infinity Edge is complete. His Canyon just slinking around. Seismic Shove doesn't find it. Showmaker can always just look for another one in a few seconds' time. FREDIT BRION, it just feels like there are absolutely no options here.
There's not a lot of the issues for FREDIT BRION. I think this draft is a little bit more lackluster than the previous one. I really like the previous one as well, though, as we saw, did have definite weak points that were nicely exploited by DAMWON Kia. The core issue for FREDIT BRION is that, especially in the first game, someone in this one, a lot of the issues do not necessarily derive from just draft. It's the laning. And when the laning is this rough, no matter what the matchup is, you know, Morgan gets the counter matchup into Noguri. Hannah gets to pick his bot side matchup, and still doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think Hannah he's at least going to get knocked up. Solar Flare connects, but it's a great buffer on the dredge line. Showmaker takes a True Shot Barrage, I think, but it didn't really do too much damage as Noguri over the wall finds a Hyper Proc there onto Umpty, and Doctor, he's bottom lane. He's just chilling. They'll just get another Weaver's Wall, and they'll use that to take this turret. And FREDIT BRION are just left with no options. This isn't even DAMWON playing aggressively. This is DAMWON saying, no, FREDIT BRION, you will allow us to explode your Nexus.
It's not going to be done at this point. Goldie's too big, Infernal, so you saw that. Noguri with a couple of autos blows up half of Umpty, who is technically building pretty tanky. Has to play the steel caps, is going towards that Frostfire Gauntlet, and now with two inhibitors down, DAMWON Kia can just play very, very clean and safe. I don't know if they will.
Yeah, cute little stun there as Umpty is just looking for an option, wants to find the knockup, doesn't get it. Canyon, a little bit too quick. Seismic Shove deals with the Gromp very effectively, and we've got 27 seconds on this Baron. you can imagine that DAMWON Kia are probably going to be pretty quickly heading on over there and collecting it. As Dr. What's the next item there, buddy? Ah, he's going towards a rapid fire cannon. Wants to be able to get a little bit more of that reliable poke damage in, I guess.
Yeah, that's what he needs.
Yeah.
Poke.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they are sieging, so theoretically, I do understand why he'd do it. But just to let you guys know, we disagree with all of the rapid-fire shenanigans that are going on here in the LCK. However, we do understand that a lot of our AD carries just like to be able to shoot from further away.
Yeah,
They enjoy it, okay?
There's scenarios where we're on board, there's scenarios where we're not. It's just the autopiloting.
Yeah.
In this case, though, it doesn't matter.
Ooh, that anchor was pretty close. Canyon hunting for a stun as well, gets it onto Lava there. As Umpty is looking for that flank, as that's a Gravitum ult, and that is a dead Azir. He goes golden for a little while as the Solar Flare doesn't get the stun. It's Delight that falls down first, though, and Lava is given a way out for now. Showmaker dives off this one, and Hannah has been exhausted, and I just don't think that there's anything left yet. Threaded Volley comes through. Aphelios is going to grab one of these kills as well, as it's a double for Showmaker. And a Nara into the wall. Umpty is not safe under this inhibitor turret, as Noggery and Canyon will be able to deal with the Bel'Veth. He goes golden for a moment, but the seismic shove, not actually going to land in the right timing. But that's okay. Canyon can zigzag and get towards these Nexus turrets that they've been working on earlier. Teleport to come through. It's a very early one there for Noggery, as Kellen's like, kill the Nexus, please! Oh, they don't do it in time, and it will go down now. So DAMWON Kia pick up the 2-0. Really clean play from this team, and it's an unfortunate time for FREDIT BRION to go up against them, because DAMWON Kia look like